Morning students, my name is Sreema Jeevan. I am dealing the community health nursing. So unit number 4, epidemiology and the nursing management of common communicable diseases. See, last class we have seen the filariasis. So introduction we have seen what is the main causative organism is Wuchereria bancrofti, and it will be transmitted by the mosquito bite and all. Then we have seen the life cycle, then signs and symptoms, investigation and the treatment modules. Then how we have to go for preventing the filariasis, and we are going for continuing the class, that is fourth one. So what is the fourth one and the last one is zoonosis. So what is zoonosis means? Zoonosis is the name given to the diseases or the infection that can be transmitted between the humans and the animals. Then incubation period is 2 to 4 weeks are there. So maybe as it will be ranging towards the 5 days to the 6 months also. Then causative organism. The causative organism of this infection, that is zoonosis, is by some of the pathogens. For example, infectious agents like bacteria, virus, parasites and all. So maybe it will be jumping from non-human animals also, that consisting of that is vertebrated peoples to the human. Okay, so the causative organism, it is a some infectious agents or the pathogens like bacteria, virus, parasites and all is the main causative organism for the zoonosis. Then we will see the mode of transmission. It can be a direct transmission, that is the direct contact involves coming into the contact with the bodily fluids, that is maybe from the bodily fluids from the infected animals such as saliva, blood, urine, mucus or the fecal content from the infected animal. So through that one also it's a mode of transmission will be there in case of zoonosis. And second one of mode of transmission is foodborne diseases. Maybe from the infected animal, if you are consuming that animal or animal product as like milk and all, then some other derivatives from the animals and all. So if you are having the infected animal products, animal or animal product means that also which can leading towards the zoonosis. So you can able to see one image here, epidemiology of zoonotic tuberculosis cycle of transmission. So it is one of the example from the animal zoonotic diseases also there. For example, tuberculosis. So it having the direct contact from the animals. Then maybe contaminated food if you are having also can able to get. Then direct contact of raw milk and dietary products. Okay, so through this one also maybe chance to go for getting zoonosis, zoonotic diseases, and for example zoonotic tuberculosis. Then we'll see the vector-borne diseases. The vectors is a living organism that transfers an infection from an animal to an human or another animal. So it is an anthropoid. So there are some anthropoids are there to go for the transmitting the disease condition. That is first one is mosquito. As we has learned, the dengue fever, malaria and all, it is caused by the mosquito bite and all, and filariasis also which can be able to cause by the mosquito bite only. So first one is anthropoid is mosquito, then ticks, then flies and lice. Okay, so these are the main anthropoids which can be able to cause the zoonotic diseases. And see the types of zoonotic illness. First one is rabies. So rabies is a disease that affect the nervous system of the mammals. It is usually caused by a virus and is transmitted if any infected animals bite a person or any animal. Okay, so if rabies, that is infected person is biting towards the non-infected person or a animal, so it is actually it is a mammal, it is causing the condition caused by some virus which will be transmitted from the infected animal to the human, or if they are biting towards the human being or an animal means it will be transmitted. Okay, so the causative organism is virus only, and if we are not treating properly, so it gives a fatal in symptoms will be appearing, and however the rabies will be having some vaccinations are there, so it is commonly available in our country. Okay, so second one is Lyme diseases or Rocky Mountain spotted fever. So what is that means? It is transmitted through the tick bites only, tick bites, and some symptoms, clinical manifestation is from the mild towards the severe and can be treated by the antibiotics. Okay, so it's a Lyme diseases which is causative thing is by tick bite only, mode of transmission tick bite only. So the symptoms can range from the mild towards the severe, and some fever will be there and infection and all because of this tick bite. So we will be taking the antibiotics. It is not that much of problem. Then third one, so we have studied already the dengue and malaria, and then chikungunya. So it's a mosquito-borne diseases only, these three. So here some areas only we will be getting some malarial diseases or dengue diseases or chikungunya. Then so here there are more manifested towards the fever, vomiting, headache, and especially in the chikungunya means joint pain will be there. So for that one we will be taking treatment, that is symptomatic treatment, and we will be taking. So if it is a vital to treat this condition as soon as possible, as they can be fatal, because if you are not treating properly means it will be the diseases become as progressive and leading towards the some health issues and maybe leading to death also. Okay, so fourth one is salmonella infection. Salmonella is often caused by the handling reptiles or amphibians that carries the salmonella, or by handling the baby chicks or ducks. Okay, so those who are handling the ducks or chickens and all, so chicks and all, so those people only will be getting this type of conditions. So here it will be lasting up to the 4 to 7 days, and here maybe manifestation towards the fever will be there, diarrhea, abdominal cramps and all. For recovering of this infection we will be taking the medical sometime. So for some person we can able to take the medical treatment, and if it is a healthy person means without the treatment itself the person will be recovering. Okay, the next one is fifth one is E. coli infection. This infection is often caused by touching infected animals or handling the contaminated foods. So for example, cows also having the E. coli germs on their udders. Okay, so often associated with the food poisoning, salmonella can be causing maybe so it's not only salmonella, so it can able to cause some vomiting, abdominal cramp, and the diarrhea and all. It is essential that the infected person take the rest or having the plenty of fluid, because E. coli infection, E. coli is actually in our intestine we are having E. coli. If the amount, that is number of E. coli is increasing, we will be getting the E. coli infections and all. So here once it will be usually associated with the food poisoning, and also the person will be getting diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain and all. So if you are taking rest and proper drinking lot of water, so we can able to control the infection and prevent the infections and all. Then pistachosis, so it is also known as ornithosis or parrot fever. So this fever, parrot fever, is a bacterial diseases only. So it will be oftenly affected from the parrot, that bird. The human can get it from the feathers or the secretion or droppings, and those who are having the pets as parrots, so be careful about these conditions. So it is transmitted from the parrot or from the birds and all. So usually what happens here means the person will be getting the fever, headache, dry cough and all. So maybe it can be, if you are not treating properly means it can cause the pneumonia also. And pneumonia, it will be, so if not treated, untreated means you will be getting more complicated towards the pneumonia. So it need a hospital visit. So these are the types. So once more we will say rabies, Lyme disease, then dengue, malaria, chikungunya, salmonella infection, then E. coli infection and Ipstacoccus. Then how we have to go for prevention on zoonotic diseases in the human population. So actually it is a high risk population to go for protecting from the occupational zoonotic diseases and all, for example anthrax and leptospirosis and all. So these conditions are, it is very risk to go for prevention and all. Then it can be actually this prevention can be done with a certain measures. So if we are giving health education, educating towards the personal hygiene, protection, protective clothes when they are dealing with the particular or when they are contacting with the particular animals, they should go for getting the protective clothes. Then they should take the additive immunizations, and they should take test. A regular checkup should be there for testing. Then reducing the contact protection. So maximum we should go for reducing the contact of the particular animals and all. Okay, so these are the preventive measures which we are using for the human population to the from the zoonotic diseases and all. So we have seen the mainly 6 type of zoonotic diseases. So there are so many types of zoonotic diseases are there. So meanwhile we has learned the 6 categories or types of zoonotic diseases. Okay, so thank you students. Maybe hope you are understood about the particular topic. So these 4 things, that is anthrapoid infections we have studied, that is dengue, malaria, then filariasis and zoonotic diseases and all we has learned. So this anthrapoid infection was finished. Hope you understood about the anthrapoid infections. So we will be learning the next category in the next class. If you having any doubt means you can able to ask me. So write the notes, daily classes notes you should go for writing. Okay, along with the screen recording class I will be sending you the notes. So you can able to go for writing. So thank you.